first up is Blue Ridge Community and Technical College. We are so incredibly excited to have this community college represented in the First Two Network. They are the first, they are the inaugural CTC. They have a special place in our hearts for that reason and because they have been just so awesome to work with. So I'm going to ask at this time if the Blue Ridge team would go ahead. You have permission to share your screen at this time and take 15 minutes to take us through your presentation.
My name is Michelle Borison. I'm Associate Dean of the IT Division and Math Department here at Blue Ridge Community College. It's a pleasure to join you all this morning. We're very excited to be here. I'm also joined by Kim Graves, our program coordinator for our software development engineering program, and Janet Branch, department chair, and she's also the program coordinator for both the data management and the digital media program at Blue Ridge. All right, we're going to get started on our next slide. We wanted to talk about how what we have done at Blue Ridge to take pride in our first generation persistence initiatives on our campus. So in an effort to foster a sense of belonging for our first generation students on campus, Blue Ridge launched a campaign back in fall of 2019, encouraging employees to display a specially designed, we had a magnet or window cling in their offices to identify employers as first generation college students themselves. We thought this was an important inclusive strategy that would help our students identify and relate to employees who can serve as role models and mentors for our students, who were also the first in their family to attend college. Blue Ridge also offers various diversity, equity, and inclusion campaign initiatives to promote campus inclusivity among diverse groups, such as our First Generation, Sexuality and Gender Alliance, and Student Veterans Association. So the college strives to increase our diversity of our student population by participation and cooperating with agencies that support our local displaced workers, our single parents, and individuals with disabilities. Okay, next slide. So we are very excited to be the first community and technical college to partner with First Two Network. So I guess it started back last summer. Both Kim Graves and Janet Branch were writing a NSF grant and came across the First Two Network, and they realized there was some overlap in the goals of what they wanted to accomplish in the NSF grant and what First Two Network is doing. So we were the first CTC then to create an MOU. And our faculty are extremely overjoyed and enthusiastic to be a part of the First Two Network and participate in activities. We're very proud. This was our first time applying for the summer immersion camp, and we were granted. And all of the faculty, we have 11 full-time faculty within the IT division, and they're all participating in the summer immersion camp. Next slide, please. So what we have done in math, we're very proud. Prior to COVID, we offered peer tutoring and work study positions for face-to-face math tutoring. During COVID, we went virtual. In fact, we are still virtual. We are going to start instituting math classes back in the classroom in the fall. So we've had asynchronous or synchronous courses, online courses last fall and this past spring semester. So during COVID, our full-time faculty actually were the tutors online. A lot of hours. Some of these faculty members had 10, 15, 16, 17 hours a week of tutoring, and they were including weekends if they were available for the students. So during COVID, we had one full-time math faculty that kind of stepped up and said, She got a 3-credit release from teaching to run our online tutoring, and she called it Zoom In Math Tutoring. And she taught, she tutored our math essentials, our algebra essentials, our intro to math, and our algebra classes. Since that first year, we've had other full-time faculty come on board. In fact, we have 7 full-time math faculty now. And we have 2 that are tutoring statistics. We have 1 that is tutoring the finite math, pre-calculus, and calculus 1. And then we have 1 faculty member tutoring our technical math class. So the instructors use Calendly and Acuity for easy registration for math tutoring. Next fall, we are going to reinstate our face-to-face peer tutoring. We also offer BrainFuse, which is a free 24-hour online tutoring service, no cost to the students. Since we are online, all of the exams are proctored, and we use Respondus Monitor. And again, it's a license for the college. It's free for the students. And this past year, we just finished grades for 2 this morning. All but 1 class used Pearson MyLab Math access, which is included in the course fee, which means that the students have access to the curriculum from day 1. Okay, I guess next slide. So starting next fall, all of our math classes are going to be utilizing the Pearson MyLab Math. And so students in all math courses will have access to the curriculum in Blackboard from day 1. Also starting this fall, we're doing a Correct Math 101, adding a 1-credit correct component to the class. We also provide a lot of support for our faculty, both adjuncts and full-time. We have training every semester for new adjuncts. We also provide ongoing training for both full-time and our adjuncts in Blackboard, Pearson, and Respondus Monitor. And we have a Jumpstart program for our high school seniors, local high school seniors. They can take 30 college credits their senior year. They are bused to the college, and they are taking math and English and then the technical classes within the degree program that they have selected. And because their schedule is earlier than ours, we have secured funding for those faculty that are coming back earlier than our typicals our semester. So that is what we are doing in math.
Thanks very much, Michelle. My name's Kim Graves. And so I'll be doing Pride Around Immersion, where, as Michelle was saying, we're really pleased to have our first 2 summer internship camp scheduled for this time. We're also really proud to have modified some of the language to be more inclusive of our 2-year college population and our rolling admission cycle. So, for example, a student who might have graduated from high school, joined the military, and is now going back to school in their mid-20s as a veteran attending post-secondary for the first time, does that student identify with the term rising freshman, or is that a good way to describe that student? Perhaps not. So what we've done is we've just defined our eligibility criteria for our summer internship camp by number of credit hours. Our language says students who do not hold a degree and have not yet completed 30 credit hours in a STEM program. So that also accounts for students attending for the first time in January, because we do have a rolling admission cycle. They start in September or January or in May, June. So this really includes all students who sort of fit that criteria, but in a slightly different definition. Similarly, community college faculty don't generally conduct academic research. So we're really proud to have leveraged one of our strengths, and that's our partnerships with local industry. I'm not sure if the video is going to go here this morning for me. If not, I can put it in the chat. And there you'll see Rockwell North America's cold end manufacturing facility. So we've partnered with Rockwell North America, their brand new Ranson facility, about 15 minutes from our campus. And what they're interested in learning is whether or not their machines are running at capacity. So particular types of machines they've identified: stackers, baggers, conveyors. And that's what you'll see in the video when I put it in the chat. So students will be on site, on their site, observing the machines and coding their efficiency. And then back at Blue Ridge, they're going to work with their mentors and faculty to analyze the data and prepare a report and presentation for Rockwell executives on their final day. So what a typical day will look like for our students is 3.5 hours on site at Rockwell in the afternoon, an hour in the morning at Blue Ridge to work with their mentors on the project. And then we've got 2 hours reserved specifically for faculty and staff topics. So every day they'll hear from a different faculty member in their area of expertise, but that also relates to their project. So for example, our cybersecurity experts will come in and talk to them, not just about cybersecurity, but cybersecurity within the context of the project that they're doing. So you're collecting all of this data, it's being transferred around. How are you keeping this safe? What are the policies and procedures and technologies that you would need to use to keep this information safe? And then the staff topic each day is going to be a small portion of like an orientation to the college, where students will hear from a staff member on topics like accessibility services, career services. They will meet the staff members in those areas and learn in depth what services are available to them. And also, for example, in career services, they can work on their resume during that 1 hour time. That's what we have planned for them as well. So they're working with the staff member on something that's of importance to them. And then Pride Around Improvement Science and PDSAs. We, being new to First Two Network, are also very new to PDSAs. So I've joined the new Improvement Science team, and I very much bring, a new member perspective to that team, but also with a bit of history and experience, certainly in assessment. But yeah, I do bring that perspective. We have joined some working groups, so obviously immersion, faculty and student engagement, college readiness. So we're very much contributing to the data being collected for the PDSA work of others. And we're really looking forward, once we are fully up and running, to contributing our own PDSA work to the body of work that the First Two Network does. And just a small note about student engagement. Janet will touch on it later. So we don't currently have students involved in that work, and I think we'll really ramp up once that is in place. And with that, I'll turn it over to Janet.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kim. Good morning. I'm Janet Branch, Program Coordinator for Digital Media and Data Management. Pride Around Campus Clubs. So we sent out a student interest survey about a month ago. We populated some questions for our students to gauge where they were with campus clubs. And so we asked questions about student interest, student availability, their preference for meeting on campus or in Zoom. As Michelle Morrison mentioned a moment ago, we're still virtual. So we wanted to know what students' thoughts were about meeting. We also asked about their interest in leadership roles. And overall, we received positive feedback. So we've gone ahead and we've submitted a Constitution draft for review and approval. And our plans are that the campus club will start up in fall of 2022. Next slide, Kim. Thank you. What are our challenges? And so, of course, we're new to First Two, and it's new to us. And so it's a great opportunity for our students. It's a great opportunity for Blue Ridge. But just to kind of in a nutshell, just talk about some of the challenges that we've encountered, but we're of course addressing. Time. We all wear different hats. We all have lots of things to do already. So just a matter of integrating time in terms of meetings, working groups, conferences, presentations, the summer camp. So just time. Getting started. What happens after you become a First Two member? What do you do first? What do you do next? When do you start a campus club? When do you bring in student directors and mentors? Working remote, also a challenge because we're not face-to-face with our students overall. So, for example, our clubs may be face-to-face or they may be virtual. Our meetings with staff and students are all virtual. So working remote does present challenges. Operating on a 4-semester schedule as a 2-year institution is very different. So our scheduling does look different, different how long students serve, when to elect officers, that information, that looks different for our school. Kim mentioned the PDSA. I won't talk about that much, but at first we did have a lot of questions, but we do have a better understanding of that now. So we will go ahead and definitely move forward with that. And the last two things, overthinking and independence. I'm an overthinker. I think things require more than they typically do. So maybe we're just overthinking. It's just a matter of being an independent entity or member of First Two and just getting it done. Don't think, just do it. And last thing, what do we need to get started? Next slide, Kim. Maybe we're thinking a mentor would be great for a new member, someone to guide the new member, to kind of be a point of contact, let them know where to go and find what's next, what's expected, and tied to that, maybe a set of written best practices, somewhere to go, maybe a manual or website would be great so that a new member would know where to go as far as getting started and what to do next to make sure you're staying on task. And that's a wrap. Thank you very much.